Okay, good. So let me share my screen so that we can as well start. So entire screen. Yes, sure. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen from your side. So you're in a position to see my screen, Collins. Can you see it? Okay, hello. I'm asking if you're in a position to see.
Hello?
Hurry up. I'm asking if you're in a position to see my screen from your side.
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, good. So,
Yeah, I can see.
yeah. So let us start. So these are some of the questions which are maybe they ask in an interview. For example, if you are looking for a position like a data analyst, a business analyst, or a marketing insights analyst. So, but mostly they ask you to work it using the best tool that you think you can handle this with, be it Excel, R, Python, Tableau, Power BI, all those softwares or tools that depend with you. So, but in this case, I wanted to handle this using Tableau in this case. So it's almost similar to the data that we have been using. So I think it will be easier for you maybe to use Tableau or even to use Excel in this case. So this is the questions. So analyst data set analysis and the presentation guidelines. So we have the data is provided. We have some guidelines also, like the guidelines that you are supposed to follow as you'll be handling these. So the data is from Malay International Store. So this is for a retail business. And in our previous session, we have been handling the same similar project using retail data. So now you have come across this data now. So, but now I think just few variables that will be changing. But let us just go through the guidelines before we dive into the data. So the data set analysis. So A, this is A meaning maybe this is number one. So often as a data analyst, a data set presents numerous data points. So using the company data set, the company is Mali International Store, asserting the answer to the question below, common in retail company. So remember the answer is not just in the result, but also the calculation that got you there. So you have to provide those calculations. So maybe at the end, in case you do this using Tableau, you'll be required to provide the Tableau file, the TWBX file, which can maybe direct me or the person who will be marking your work to that part. So of which I'll be looking forward to see this. So I'll be starting for you maybe for the first 3 question or 4. Then from there I'll leave you to proceed with it, and then you'll do the presentation for this on Friday for these questions. And also you are supposed to prepare. So these are the questions. They are like the objective. They are simple. We'll go through them. So the next part is about presentation. I would like you to maybe get it clearly. Please prepare not more than 5 slides to present your finding for the analysis above. That should be visually appealing and would make the enable the business to justify its continued investment in a strategy represented by dataset numbers. Use the following guideline to assist you. In the context of data analysis for retail company, you are making a presentation to the business decisions makers. So you just need to give insights of on like maybe what is happening, where they should move to, something like that. The other thing, second one, is like you are supposed to review the data and detect hypotheses against any metrics that speaks to the business call to action. Then summarize your analysis in bullet point form, create a PowerPoint presentation, and highlight a data visuals to illustrate your call to action. So it should be clear and concise and take not more than 20 minutes to present during maybe QA session with the panelist. Remember to showcase your analytical skills, ability to make storytelling from numbers comparing. So evaluation This is what maybe I'll be looking for. Analytical approach, the depth of your analysis or the insights for the metric identified from the data. So proficiency in the tool, which tool did you use? Did you use Excel? Did you use the other tools? But in this case, we are using Tableau. This tool is already provided for this case. Data presentation, you're able to present, then the communication skill of which that is direct to the point. Now the first question is, what is the total revenue generated by the store per month? So that is the first question. But even before we go to the question, we need to get the data first. So let me try to locate the data. Where the data is located is formerly international store. Just try to open it. Always it's a Microsoft Excel. You can check it here, Microsoft Excel file. So when you'll be importing this in Tableau, you already know the type of file you are importing, Microsoft Excel. So just opening this data using Excel, maybe to observe how many sheets are there, yeah, something like that, and the type of data that I'm dealing with. Yeah, I think it will take a few seconds, but even I think I can view using Tableau, but it's already done, opened. So the first thing that I'm able to detect very fast is that we have three tables or three worksheets or three sheets: orders, returns, and the users. Almost similar to what data we have been using. Number one is have low ID, product container, product name, product base margin, country. We have region. So we have all these information. So this is almost similar to what we have been using. So I'm going to cross this. Just cross the data. There is no need to keep it open because it might thread to maybe my laptop to hang, some kind of those stuff. So in this case, I just leave this page. I go to Tableau now. So this is Tableau page. I've opened the Tableau. I've already seen that it is a Microsoft Excel file. So I'll go to Microsoft Excel. I click on it. So after clicking, it will pop me a page where I can now select the data. So you just select the data and then you click open. So you just give Tableau a few seconds to load the data, and then from there we can start with data preparation before getting to handling the project. Any question up to that point?
Yeah, we are okay.
Okay, good. So we have the question, we have the data set, Collins. Now we need to prepare this data for this analysis. So what the data is telling you, you need to drag the first table here at the center. So the first table is orders table, which contain most of the information that is needed. When it comes to returns, it only contains those maybe orders that were returned back to the office. Maybe customer was not satisfied in that case. So if I'm not satisfied maybe with the product that you deliver to me, I have to cancel that order, so it has to be returned back. Then users, it shows the type of maybe users that we have in this case, depending on the regions, something like that, or city. So now we have this type of data. It is not a big data. We have how many? I think they are allowed 25 fields, which these are currents and the 1952 rules. So in this case, what we can do, we need to, I think those questions mostly cover these. I don't think the question will cover returns and the users, but in case the question will cover returns and the users, you need to go back to data source. In case it will be in the worksheet, you need to go back to data source. Then you try to do what we call the joins. You try to perform the joins depending on the data that you have or the unions. But in this case, we can just use the orders table because I think it's the one that contains the most of the important variables that we are going to use in this case. So I can use data interpreter to prepare the data or to clean it directly. Might be able to clean your Microsoft Excel workbook. So this is being done behind the scene, like automatically. Yeah. So after the cleaning is done using the interpreter, you can view the result here. You can click this link. It will take you to an Excel file. Let me just click it. It will open an Excel file which will give me the details about this data or this table that I have already dragged orders table. We give it a few seconds, then it will be opening. Just give it a few seconds. Yeah, you can see a Microsoft Excel file which is opening. So now this one will give me the cleaned more information or details about the data that I'm using. So you just give it a few seconds. So this means there is a connection between Tableau and Excel, as you can see. So there is that linkage. So this is the information. Key for data interpreter. This is what the key interpreter from the data. So we have some information. The data is interpreted as column headers, name, all this information. Maybe when you do it from your side, you can try to see this. So in case you have any issue, you can use this link to resolve your issues. Help Tableau improve the data interpreter by emailing your support to Tableau. So if you need any assistance further, you can do that. And you can see the data now is interpreted. So this is now the interpreted data. Good. So I think that one was okay. It was just interpreting the data. I can just close it. Don't save. I don't need it. Then if that is done, I'll now go to sheet or to worksheet one, where now I'll start doing the analysis and the visualization. So now I'm in the worksheet. Worksheet one, I'll call it question one, because this is where I'll be answering question one, because I want to understand what was the question one like um, asking me, or what am I supposed to answer from question one. So these are the questions. So question one is about what is the total revenue generated by the store per month. So total revenue generated by store per month. So in this case, we have a scenario where we have the revenue, we want to get the revenue, but we want to get it in terms of month. Then uh, by store per month. Yeah, total revenue generated by store per month. So I want to get this from you, Collins. How are we supposed to do this? Because we want to get revenue. How do we get revenue first? Total revenue.
I think total revenue will come from, is it profit?
In this case, we have, I can see we have the
Oh,
profit, we
sorry.
have the
We have
discount,
sales.
we have
I
the
think
sales.
revenue will come from.
Hello, I can't get you.
I'm saying revenue will come from sales.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then if you want it per, is it per? It's per region, eh?
Per month.
Or per month.
Yeah.
So that would mean that we pick on sales, and then we also pick on is it product name?
Okay. I don't think that is okay. Good try, but the way we get the revenue, I think to get the revenue, we need to use the unit price times the quantity. If I'm not wrong.
Oh, the unit price
Yeah,
times
the
the
unit
quantity.
price times the quantity. If I'm not
All
wrong.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in this case, we need to create a calculated field first. So we call it
Okay.
total revenue. Then we come here. We need to get uh, this calculation will show the unit price. Then we multiply by, we want to multiply this by, where's the multiplication? We multiply by quantity.
Quantity.
Yeah, multiply by the quantity ordered new. So this is varied. So this will give us the total revenue. So we just click OK. So now we have a
Okay.
calculated field that will show us the total revenue, but we want to show it in terms of months. So we'll be using the total revenue. I click Control, then I select total
Okay.
revenue, and then I go to order date. Just need to go to order date. So I'll be selecting those two variables. Where is the total revenue that I have? Yeah, this one and the order date, and then I go to show me. I can use just a text table, because I just want to see that figure in terms of table. But now they're asking per month. In case it is per month instead of overall, now this is in years. We need to go to the column, to that drop down icon under the order date. Then we change it to months, something like that. So this one now give us the total revenue per month, as we're able to see it here. So in terms of month, we're able to see year was 2015, but the month that we had the highest revenue generated seems to be April, Feb, and June from the data. So I think this one is okay. I don't think there is something else which is needed. Maybe what you can do if you want to fit this, maybe something like that. In case you want to fit it, and then you can come here at the bottom. You edit in terms of month, order date. Right click, edit. We just say sorry. I'll just give it a few seconds. I want to edit this instead of month of order date. We just have month. So I just want to remove information. So I think there is disconnection. I try it again. Edit the axis. Did the action a few seconds. Yep, I have it here. I just want to leave what we call months. Maybe months will be okay, and then I click X. So we have months 2015. So these are months in 2015, no problem. In this case, in case you want to format this information, I think you can go to labels. If I'm not wrong, you click the drop down arrow, and then you can highlight this one because these are numbers. You make it 20. This one you make it then be Takahoma. It all depends with what you want in this case. Maybe I can use this one. I click OK. So in this case, we have something like this. So this is the revenue which is coming to this company each month. So now when it comes to reporting, it will be easier because we're able to see in January, we recorded this one, Feb, this one, March, April, May, and June. Something like that. So I think I have answered question one. The other thing is about formatting, and those are just simple. I click the next one, which is worksheet 2. This one will now go for question 2. Any question after that point, Collins?
I think that's okay. At
So,
least now I know that revenue should be unit price times the quantity.
oh, if I'm not wrong, yeah, it
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be like that. Yeah, it should be like that. Yeah,
All
because
right, all right.
when it comes to, I think when it comes now to margins, we have now to, I think, to subtract maybe our revenue from our revenue, the revenue that we got, and then the cost we used to get that revenue. That
Okay,
will, when we minus them, they will
all
give
right.
us the margin. Now, maybe the profit margin of the company.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. So, but I think that one is okay. We go to the second question, which tells us which category of products contributes the most to sales per month. So, how would you answer this question? Which category of products contribute the most
Uh,
to sales per month? Yeah.
I think this would be a relationship between the product name
Yeah.
and sales.
And the sales, yeah, sure. But now you have to note it is category of
Yeah.
products, yeah, because we have category, subcategory, so you have to note them. So in case it is product category, so now we'll be using the product category and the sales. This one is just simple. You just control sales and the product category. You go to show me. In this case, you can use a horizontal bars. I think it will be simple. Then we can swap the rows and columns, and then we fit to entire view. It will be something like that. But now we want to sort it from the highest to the highest category. And also now to make inference, we can add labels. We can add label for sales to see which category is giving us the highest maybe sales, of which the best category in this case is technology. Was this question per month? Yeah, per month. So if it was per month now, it would be good for us to use a line chart. If it was for per month, because this one now it would be harder for us to explain using a bar chart. So what if I drag the years, but now I think I'll have to redo this. So let me just redo it because I have seen we have to use the order date. So I'll be using the order date, the product category, and the sales. Something like that. If I'm not wrong, I go to show me, I use a line chart. So in this case, we have to use a line chart if I'm not wrong. So they're giving me something like this. So I'll remove product category first to see if I'll create a line. In this case, I use years. I use months because it is per month. Then this line should be for product category. So I should add product category to colors. Let me see if I'll have 3 lines. Yeah, sure. Should be something like that. So in this case, you have to use months on columns, rows, sales. You just create 1 line. Then you create 3 lines because you have 3 categories: furniture, office supply, and technology. But now you want to see which category is performing good. Sales, you drop it to labels to label them. So from this, in case you want to change the type of line, you can go to path. Maybe you choose this one, the one which is being selected, and then maybe you can use the dotted one. So from the result, which we have here in terms of months, which category is mostly performing well? But in this case, I think it will be easier for us to explain based on months on month. For example, Jan to Feb, which was performing good, Feb to March. At least that one will be easier for us to identify the category which is performing good. But apart from that, overall, we think that technology was performing good with the highest sales. I think it was
Yeah,
technology, furniture, and the office supply. But also from the line chart now, month by month, we can be able to identify this. So, for example, what are you able to detect very fast from this month on month?
based on months.
Yep. Maybe I can make it presentation mode. Yeah.
In the month of April,
Yep.
in the month of April, I think uh, office supplies
Yep.
did better.
Yep.
Yeah, compared to the others.
So that means there was something which was happening in the office supplies product. There might be
Yeah,
like there was an offer, something like that, or they did some kind of aggressive marketing, something like that. There
all
must be,
right.
yeah, or the price was a bit cheaper. So there must
Okay.
be something like that. What about from Jan to March? What can you say? Jan to March, the same year.
From Jan to March,
Yeah,
office supplies did poorly.
yeah,
Yeah, the others were better.
yeah. Officially, yeah, technology being the supreme one. Yep.
Yeah,
And then from May to June, we can see like traction in technology. So
yeah,
June
yeah.
to May to June, there's traction in technology and also traction in furnitures. But you can see a
All right.
decline or a dip when it comes to office supply. So yeah,
Yeah.
those are kind of maybe insights that are coming on. So for example, what we'll be expecting now from June to July, maybe from the trade, we might not be able to detect what will happen to technology, maybe or furniture or even office supply. So there might be some maybe initiatives that took place maybe to help resolve the problem with the office supply. But I don't know. But that this is what is coming out from the data. So I think this one is just clear. And then you just need to write now that story, maybe to inform. I go to the next question, which will be question 3 now. Q3. So Q3 was asking more about how has the sales trend been for the past year. So how has the sales trend been for the past year? So in this case, I was trying to look at this data, and this data is only for 2015. Are you able to get the sales for the past year, 2014? We don't have any 2014 data. So I tried to think about it, or even now I'm thinking about it. Do you think it is possible for us to get the sales for 2014? Because the past year will be 2014 now in this case.
Uh, I'm not sure if we will be able to get that if we are not given. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. Because
Mm.
because the first thing, we don't have historical data. That historical, like in this case, even we don't, like, it's like they're asking historical data, like they're asking what happened in
Yeah,
2014. But they should be asking what will happen in 2016 at least. That would be easier because we can forecast that.
yeah.
Yeah, with the 2015 data, we can forecast what will happen in 2016. But now with the 2015 data, can we go backward and get 2014 data? I don't think so. I tried to think about it. Mhm. Or is it possible from your side?
No, it's not possible.
Yeah, because I think this should be 2017. I like they should be asking how has the sales trend been? Oh, has been for the past year. Or maybe this was supposed to give some insights, maybe from the line thread which we created here for question two. Maybe from this one we
Yeah,
can we can be able to
yeah, I
detect.
think
Yeah,
that we could have given insights based on what we are seeing on this one.
yeah,
Give a general description or a general story about sales throughout the year using the same data.
yeah, yeah. So maybe we can use this one. So from this question two, where we created the line chart showing the performance of these categories. So now,
Yeah,
what would be like your insights? For example, could you maybe think what happened December 2015, 2014, from what you are able to see in this case? I think from the data that I have for January, I think uh,
yeah,
I think office supply office supply was
yes,
performing good in December in this case.
yeah,
Yeah, because I can see the line where the line is coming from. But now for technology and furniture, I think technology was performing poorly in that case, if I'm not wrong. Technology or furniture. But now only for office supply, I can say in December 2014 it was performing good. But because it seems it's coming from a top place.
oh yeah,
But that question, I don't know if, but that would be maybe what I would be thinking of. But uh, let's move to question four. So, which region has the highest sales and which one has the lowest? So, in this case, we just want to see the regions and the sales. So, in this case,
sales.
yeah, this is just simple. So, I just have to edit this one because I think question three is based on question two. So, we just leave it. That will just require some comments. Or maybe we can, yeah, just note that. In this case, we want to see performance of regions. So, you click control, you select region, it's there, and the sales. It's just simple. You go to show me, then in this case, you can decide to use maybe even the same too. Bash it would be easier for us to use because it is easier for us to detect what is happening. Yeah, I think something like that. So that is the performance by regions. Then you drop to labels, something like this. This is just simple. They want us to see which region is performing good or performing best. In this case, we can see the East region. The performance is higher. We are making more sales, or we are selling more in the Eastern region, followed by West, Central, and South. So our takeaway point will be, so we can do more, we can sell more in the West, yeah, more in the West, in the East region, as compared to the South and Central region, something like that, if I'm not wrong. So, but now you might come up with some measures or some kind of objectives that will support the central and the south performance, something like that. For example, maybe in this case you can go deeper and you try to check out which product are doing well in the east region. For example, we have product name. So we have inside of product we have yeah, product category. We drag this and we add it to, sorry, this one we drag and we add it to maybe details. It will be good. So, but if we add it to details, so good, yeah, we added to details. So what we're able to see in the East region, the product that we are selling most is office supply. So most people in this region East, they are buying more of office supply. When it comes to West, we are selling more of technology. When it comes to the Central, technology more. When it comes to South, technology. So in this case, the main reason why we have the higher sales in the East region is because of more people, customers buying more of office supplies. So if we try to push office supplies in the other regions, we're expecting also the sales will also increase. That's the main difference because the technology is overall performing good for the other three regions. So in this case, we need to push office supply to the West, Central, and the South. I think something like that. Is that okay, Collins?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep, something like that. Maybe you can just add it because we're just trying to cover up. I'm handling the last question, which is Q5. Then the others, I leave them to you to do them and then share a presentation by Friday. So the other one is 5. What is the average profit margin of the store? What is the average profit margin of the store? How do we get the average profit margin of the store? In this case, they just want to see that average profit margin, not in terms of months or something else.
Would we use the average profit margin?
Yeah,
We use the total profit and
yeah,
then we divide that by the quantity.
yeah. I think it's just simple. It will be easier. We just get the average of the overall profit
Profit.
because when you
Okay.
drag these to days or to labels, it will give us the sum of all the profit the company is recording. You see, the profit is these
Yeah.
dollars. So, but now
Yes.
in this case, we need to get the average. If I'm not wrong, we just go to this part, measures, then the average. I think
Okay.
it's something like that.
Uh,
Yeah. Or how do we get the average? Oh, it was average. Was it average profit or average profit margin?
average profit. I think it was average profit
Margin.
margin.
Yeah, profit margin is
Yeah,
different.
margin.
That is different because profit margin, we said it is total sum of profit divided by the total sum of sales. The way you said it, yeah, sure. You have to note if it is margin or just profit. Sorry for that. I think you are right, yep. Because it is average profit margin, yep. So this one we have to create a calculated field. We call it sum of profits. Where is that profit? Sum of profits divided by sum of sales. Yep, total sum of sales. This should be varied. This now should give us, it will not give us the average, it is giving us the, did this give us the average surely? What did I do? I did the average. Let me redo it again. Let me edit this one. I want to see it. Yeah, it's giving us the average. Yeah, sure. It's giving us the average profit. So now I have to drag this to labels. So sure, it is something like this. But I don't know why I, yeah, it's giving us something like that if I'm not wrong. But now what we have to do is just put it to entire view. Then you go to text, you have to place it at the center. Then you make it bold. You increase this size. Maybe you increase the size to 20. Center. This one you make it you make it maybe depending on what you want. Yeah, then you place it at the center. Yeah, we have something like this, and then maybe you can give it a title. We need to give it, and you call it AVG, average profit margin. I reduced the size of this one. I just used Tableau Light. This one is easier. This one I maybe use 8. But yeah, I just click OK. Average profit margin. But now I need to put it in percentage. You right click, format. You go to default numbers into percentage. It is 11.64. Average profit margin should be something like that. Should be something like that. Mm-hmm. Now we have the average profit margin. We have question 4 solved, question 2, question 1. So now I'll be expecting you to do the rest. Question 6 up to 12. There are
Okay.
7 questions. So I'll be sharing the data and the instructions. So you'll have to do it again from question 1 to 12. I was just doing this to demonstrate to
Okay.
you. So you will handle this tomorrow, and then Friday we have
Okay.
a session. Yeah, Friday we have a session
All right.
presenting the outcomes.
Okay.
So I'll be sharing these in the next few minutes, the 2 files for you to work on.
All
So
right.
I think we can
All right.
end the session from that point.
It's all right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Okay.